If the end goal is liberation, let the UN collapse. Let it fall upon itself. As long as we're working and building the next thing immediately, because we can have something worse. We can have something worse. Look, criticize it, but that's engaging. Engage, criticize, critique, yell at it, protest, throw things at it. Of course. But if you ignore it or just shrug your shoulders and say, might is right is what determines the world, nothing will change. So you have to engage with it. You have to work with what you have. But where I differ is, who gives a shit about the institution as such? Keep your eye on the ball, which is liberation from oppression, exploitation, and occupation.
Has there been an example in, let's say, the last 100 years where a dominant power is starving another large group of people, and that starvation was stopped by an international community?
My answer is probably. I can't give you a concrete example, but I know exists. There have been responses where famine has been avoided because people identified it. They mobilized the resources. But it's been in strictly humanitarian terms of getting food to people. What I don't know, and I don't think enough work has been done, is has there been the appropriate political response that have changed the conditions that made starvation possible in the first place? Probably not.
Yeah, like has a country who has been starving somebody else been basically held accountable for that action? What you're saying is it's most probably that famine has been stopped, which is famine in the abstract that does not have a subject that made it, but starvation, no, famine, yes.
Can we change Israel in a way that it can no longer be possible to starve Palestinians? Can we change Sudan in a fundamentally way so that no party can starve the other? I'll add one more thing about starvation and famine. It's always international. So in Sudan, yes, it's a civil war, but the only reason both sides can starve civilians is because they're both supported by international forces. Every permanent voting member of the Security Council, the so-called P5, either directly or indirectly supports famine and starvation today. Many rich countries directly or indirectly support starvation and famine today. So the reason it is very difficult to make starvation no longer possible is all the great powers love using it.